I'm one of the 70,000 people who signed the White House petition to pardon Edward Snowden, the guy who leaked that the NSA was basically illegally spying on American citizens. When I first went to sign the petition, I actually felt a little afraid. Like, I saw my name going into a government file somewhere labeled subversives. I don't know, is that paranoid? Of course it is. I hope that those of you watching this video don't have any reluctance in signing the petition. It's the first link down below. Obviously, if you don't agree with this video ideologically, you wouldn't want to sign it, but if you do, then you definitely should. America is divided about Edward Snowden, with some people saying that he is a hero and other people saying that he is a traitor. I think it's unfortunate that this issue is so divisive, because to me, this should be the biggest no-brainer of all. But I guess that in America, and probably everywhere on the planet, there are people who value rules and order over justice and accountability. It's really a clash of values. Some people want our leaders to have absolute control over us. You know, some people they think that they're only safe from outside threat if they give absolute power to whoever says, "I can be your protector." And in this country, it's the United States government saying, "We can protect you from the bad people who want to do you harm." But then, if they're so powerful that we have no sort of recourse against them, if they can just do whatever they want at a whim and no one's ever going to call them on it, then they easily pose a larger threat to us than any sort of outside force. Plenty of interesting things have happened since this NSA wiretapping story broke, but one of the most interesting to me is I saw an article that said that sales of George Orwell's 1984 have jumped 69% on Amazon.com, because apparently a lot of people are now looking at 1984 like, hey, maybe this is a guidebook to my near future. I better read this and kind of just get an idea what I'm in for. Well, one thing I'll tell you about Orwell is that Orwell, for all of his predictive powers, did not guess at how far and how increasingly quickly technology would advance. So his vision of 1984 actually doesn't come close to the potential world that we might have impending on the horizon. I mean, what happens when we live in a world where every conversation is recorded? Where you go is recorded. I mean, no matter what your location may be, that's all archived in a giant database somewhere for anyone to go look at. I mean, that's pretty much already the reality we're living in, because, I mean, it's self-imposed in a lot of people's cases. They carry their Facebook around and, you know, talk about every single place they go to. But, you know, that's a choice. Privacy doesn't automatically mean that you are necessarily a private person, that you're trying to hide everything you do. But you should have the ability to keep things quiet if you want to. You shouldn't be expected to be under intense scrutiny when you're just minding your own business in this country. And who knows where this is going in the future? Who's to say that one day they won't be able to monitor your heart rate, or, you know, whether there's any toxins in your system? I mean, that seems like implausible science fiction stuff now, but think about how much technology has increased just in my brief lifetime. I'm not even 30 yet, and I remember a time when DNA evidence wasn't really used in court cases very much. It really didn't become popular until the mid-90s when I was a teenager. I mean, they have computer programs now that can see what people are dreaming based on their brain activity. I mean, that technology is, of course, in its infancy right now, but as it advances, who's to say that we might not come to a point where the government feels that it has the right to look into anyone's thoughts at any given time just to make sure they're not plotting anything nefarious or evil? That technology might not exist in our lifetimes. Maybe that's something that our grandchildren will have to deal with. But shouldn't we be the ones who stand up to that shit now before it gets out of hand? I mean, you know, is it not foreseeable that there could come a day when you could have some sort of device that you would just implant in every citizen, and if they ever get out of line, the device can incapacitate them instantly? I mean, imagine trying to hold any sort of civil rights movement when the government is in possession of that level of power and authority over the common citizen, where there's literally no recourse. Anything they want to do to you, they can. Well, if they become sufficiently technologically advanced and there's no transparency and there's no accountability, that's exactly what could happen. Will the citizens of this hypothetical future America, whether it be 50 years from now or 200 years from now, will they be suckered in by the same logic that we are, that if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear? It doesn't really matter whether or not they buy into that or not, because even if those civilians hate what the country has become, even if they desperately want to fight against government tyranny, they would have no ability to do so. Because if you are monitored 24/7 at all times, there is no way to mount a successful insurgency against the government. And of course the government knows this. That's why they don't want it. No one's dreaming of overthrowing the government now except crazy militia fuckers who think Obama's the Antichrist. The normal citizen hasn't gotten to that point. But if that ever did happen, which it might, because it's happened before all throughout history, if that ever did happen, wouldn't you want the citizenry armed with the capacity to take back their country? Here's my contention. Even if you find my examples far-fetched and you think that technology is impossible and it will never happen, one thing is for sure. As technology advances, the power of governments that embrace that technology grows. We've seen it time and time again, just like we've seen government corruption converge upon that technology to create some of the worst things we've ever seen, like the military-industrial complex, keeping this country in perpetual war, or the prison-industrial complex, keeping, basically using prisoners as unwilling customers to a business model, a profit-making model that's led us to become we incarcerate more people than any other country on the planet. Even the countries that we think are fascist dictatorships, we incarcerate more people than them. What does that say about us? If you think the government is some moral institution that doesn't need any sort of oversight from the populace, then you're crazy. Look at the Tuskegee experiments. 400 black males infected with syphilis by the government so that they could test out experimental treatments on them. This isn't ancient history. This stopped in the 70s. Do you think human nature has undergone some sort of drastic change since the 70s? And the thing that really worries me about this, aside from all the obvious things that I've just talked about, is that, this is just something that we only found out because of one whistleblower. One whistleblower, after years and years of this going on covertly, was like, okay, I gotta tell the American people. But if that hadn't happened, we'd still be blithely ignorant. We'd still be like, no, we have privacy. Woo! We don't go out there and say, oh, well, we demand to know anything that you're doing to spy on Americans, anything you're doing that would affect the American people, that the American people would have a right to know about. They're not going to just volunteer it to us. It's obvious that if they have the opportunity to keep it covert, to keep it silent, they're going to use that opportunity. They don't feel any sort of tremendous moral need to communicate this stuff to us. Like, hey, by the way, we did all this stuff where we destroyed the Fourth Amendment under your nose. But, yeah, it's done. And then Obama, after being exposed, gets on TV and says, you American people have a lot of decisions to make. No, we don't. You made the decisions for us before we even heard anything about this. This wasn't something that you came to us and said, hey, America, we need to talk about this. You just basically did it. And then when we found out about it, you're like, oh, well, what do you guys think? What do I think? I think that you should have fucking asked us before you built it, not after. Edward Snowden is not a traitor. He's the only reason that we, the people, even know that this was going on. Whether you agree, even if you agree with these measures, even if you believe that we face such dire threats from outside forces that these measures are necessary to keep us safe, and I don't agree with that position, But I can respect that position. But what I can't respect is making that decision behind the backs of the American people who had a right to know, who had a right to hear this debate played out, not to just find out about something that happened behind closed doors that no one had any sort of access to. This is an administration that promised that they would not continue this program. This is an administration that promised that it would be transparent, and we see that it has broken both of those promises, neither of which are just cute little campaign promises you can use to drum up votes. Those are serious promises that should have been respected, and the fact that they weren't means that anyone involved does not deserve to be reelected. Not that it matters, because the American people just don't really give a shit, don't even understand what's going on. They're blithely ignorant of the Constitution. So, whatever. I'm the Amazing Atheist. If you enjoy my videos, please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. If you like this video, be sure to comment on it, be sure to rate it, be sure to share it with people, be sure to force people to watch it, even if they don't want to watch it. Be like, watch this video! I guess that's all. Peace!